Yabba dabba doo, ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? Welcome back to another episode of Two Goals, One Cup. I'm Nino, and I got Darren right beside me, man.
Yeah, man. How was vacation?
Man, let me tell you something. Drake is arguably the best of our generation. All right,
At what?
At everything. Don't you dare. All right, don't you dare. All right, this is the sixth god.
He's good at standing on the court side at an NBA game and making sure whoever he's there to support loses.
Yeah, I'm wearing every soccer jersey that he can get his hands on.
I wish he would join our Twitter contest.
No, dude, we don't want that bad luck. What are you talking about?
That's true. That's true.
But no, it was great. My wife and I, we went up to Charlotte on Friday, I think it was.
It's the USA for all our foreign.
Oh yes, Charlotte, North Carolina. Yes, sorry, Charlotte, North Carolina, and then yeah, we went to the concert. Ate some amazing Korean food. Like everything that I had on that menu was good. I wanted to punch everybody because it was just amazing. And the waitress, she was so cool. She was like, "Oh my god, I love that too!" Like she basically wanted to eat with us. Like it was that good. And then Saturday we got tattoos.
Nice.
Random, we were just like, hey, let's go get a tattoo, and then that's what we ended up doing. And then we drove home Sunday.
Nice. Well, that sounds like a great vacation.
Yeah.
A lot to talk about today, right?
Oh my god! If it wasn't a Drake concert that I was going to, I would have skipped out on the vacation. Like I would have, because like Man United, right? And then we had Bochum coming, and like we were just such a good momentum with the team. It just feels so good. And I was like, man, I don't want to miss anything at all.
Yeah. So I obviously left work early to, watch the United game. So We'll start with that one. But what'd you think?
Listen, I thought that we controlled the game very well. I was a little nervous because United does have a number 6 in Casemiro. Casemiro. That's what I was thinking. Casemiro. And Eriksson. He does his thing, and then Burnett and Fernandez. I said it last week, right? That those are going to be and Rashford, depending on what game he had. Yeah. Those were going to be our problem areas. Luckily, Rashford wasn't able to get into any sort of rhythm at all. But it was a little bit disappointing for me defensively for us. I feel like some of those could have been prevented. The Casemiro goal was so weird.
Yeah, I mean, we'll start from the beginning, right? Yeah. We had Leroy Sané, 28th minute, scores a quick goal.
Yeah,
nice goal.
That was nice.
Yeah.
He's on fire.
On fire.
Like, I love it.
This is the form that Leroy Sané has always been capable of, but hasn't been able to regularly and consistently produce.
Right.
But so far this year, I mean, he's flying.
Yeah, let's just hope that he stays injury-free, and I think that if he continues to do that, we'll continue to see the fruits of the Kane and Sané relationship, or Kane and the Sané relationship.
Yeah. He's got 5 goals now, 7 appearances.
Yeah.
He's man of the match almost every match.
He knows where to be.
Except for the Bochum game. I mean, I think Harry Kane, his arrival at Bayern has really helped Sané develop his attacking movements.
Yeah.
And it's great to see.
Well, having Kane there gives him the freedom to just be, Yeah. It's kind of like with Son, how he did it at Tottenham.
Yeah, it's like Sané it's almost like he has a giant weight lifted off his shoulders and he can regularly produce. And Leroy Sané, when he puts in that effort, I mean, he's probably top 3 wingers in the world when he consistently puts it in. And I mean, I'd be so bold to say if his form continues the way it is, he might be a Ballon d'Or contender next year.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think for that, he's got to, continue, definitely. The top 3, who's your top 3? Because me, it would be in no particular order, except for Sané being 3rd. I'll do it in order. Mbappe, Vinicius Jr., and Sané for me.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm not saying that Sané is better than Mbappe or Vinicius, but what I'm saying is if his form continues, I mean, Bayern typically plays anywhere from 45 to 55 games in a year. I mean, he'd be at around 45 goals.
Yeah.
If he continues this form.
Yeah.
So how many wingers have we seen score 45 goals in all competitions?
I'll tell you, two, Messi and Ronaldo. They were wingers in those positions. They were wingers when they won the Golden Boot. Right?
I get it.
That Messi had 50.
Sure.
I think Ronaldo had like 47 or 48, something crazy one year. And so I think that you're 100% right. This kid has it right now. Hopefully, nothing upsets him.
That's the thing, right? He's a temperamental player, and he's definitely improved in his temperament. I think over the last year, even last year, I mean, he was frustrating at times, but like the movements were there, and the chances were there. He just wasn't converting at the same rate he has so far this season.
Definitely.
So Sane scores a quick goal.
Yeah.
And then good old Serge Gnabry popping up off the
Man,
radar,
just to
remind folks that he's still at Bayern Munich.
Why are you such a Gnabry hater, man?
I'm not a Gnabry hater. This is the issue, though, right? Sane is on fire. Gnabry is not.
No, I think Gnabry is doing everything right except finishing.
Yeah.
He's doing everything that Sane's doing, but the finishing part. Once the finishing part happens, I'm telling you.
That's the thing, though. No goals, no assists.
Yeah.
Up until the Manchester United match.
But what he is doing is sometimes the most influential players or the most influential players in a play, I will say, will be the ones that are like Thomas Müller, who draw a defender or create that pressure or create that that opportunity for other players to come in and do something. Him just being on the field, he could just be a distraction player. You know, and so maybe that's what his role is right now. Is just to be threatening.
I mean, and I understand that. I'm not a Gnabry hater. It's just with the current form of Sane, Mathys Tel scoring goals left and right. Kingsley Coman is dangerous as always.
Oh my God, yeah.
It's like Gnabry's fourth on the pecking order.
So he's third. He's third. Tel's not starting.
Not yet.
Thomas Tuchel said that yes, he does deserve to start, but what he brings from the bench is something like no other player.
Right, but at a certain point, that transition needs to happen.
Yeah,
that's the thing. It's not.
Do you think he has 90 minutes in him though?
No, I don't. Yeah. Well, he's gonna probably play 90 tomorrow.
I can't wait to talk to you about tomorrow.
Yeah,
but
we'll get there. We'll get there. So we went in leading 2-0 at halftime.
Yeah.
I was feeling pretty good. It wasn't necessarily a frustrating Bayern performance, but it was one of those things where
why are we doing this?
We're constantly going backwards.
Mm-hmm.
We were missing a lot of chances that we should have finished.
Yeah.
I think by that point Bayern had hit the post once.
Yes.
So it really should have been 3-0 at halftime, so we went in at 2-0. I was pretty happy.
Mm-hmm.
Second half starts, and we gave up a goal in the first 5 minutes.
Yes.
Now, a lot of people blame Sven Ulreich for giving up 3 goals against United, but Hollian's goal was a deflection.
It was a deflection, but he also had another goal earlier that was ruled offside.
Yeah.
But it was still good. It looked good.
Yeah.
It looked good.
Well, his goal did not. That's what I'm kind of getting at.
Yeah.
It wasn't a good shot. It just got a lucky deflection and went past Ulreich. So, and that's the thing. That's the kind of goals we shouldn't be giving up.
No. He
had too much time in the penalty area or in the 18 to get that touch and get that shot away.
Yeah.
So that was a little alarming, but luckily, 4 minutes later, Harry Kane scored a penalty. So I mean, that in and itself, it brought it right back to 3-1. So
yeah, and once that happened, you started seeing the United players just kind of give up. You see their body language, you can see all of that, and their keeper Onana, the first goal from Sane, right? Yeah, he should have stopped that. I don't know what I don't know what happened, right? Yeah. But everybody makes mistakes. Yeah. But after that goal, like his head dropped, his shoulders, sure. Like come on, man. Like you're a professional. Like what are you doing, man? Like everybody's been scored on. You're a keeper. You're gonna get scored on.
Yeah, but I mean that's one that he should have saved.
Yeah, he should have saved, but after that, like he gave up basically the entire time.
Yeah, but it wasn't just him. Like after the second goal, I mean the entire all of the Manchester United players' body language was just horrible, and that's the thing about Manchester United is they have a lot of expectations because they are a historically successful club, but they're not living up to it. They haven't lived up to it for 20 years.
They haven't lived up to it. Can you believe it's been that long?
Yeah, since
it's crazy.
Sir Alex
Ferguson left 20 years ago?
I don't know.
It can't be 20 years ago.
I don't know if it's exactly 20,
but
it's probably been at least 15.
Yeah.
And that's why United fans are the worst sometimes because they're like, we're a top 6 team, and it's like, eh.
When were you a top 6 team? I can't remember.
Yeah. But either way, I mean, he's a professional. He needs to keep his head up. He should have saved that. We get it. And he did talk about it after the press conference. He's like, I should have saved that. I should have saved that. And that's credit to him for doing that.
Yeah.
But also shame on the rest of the United players for not taking accountability for letting Bayern score 4 goals when, and realistically, it should have been more than 4. So,
It should have been more than 4, but if he had just wiped that off of his mind, wiped that away from his mind, that goal, those other goals were preventable.
Yeah, but it's not. The other goals weren't his fault.
Yeah.
I mean,
but
every time someone likes to call Sven Ulreich out for goals, it's like he has to go through 10 other players.
Yeah.
Before he gets to you.
I guess what my point is just about the attitude, like with Sane when he would have his body language.
9 other players.
No, it is 10 other players.
Oh yeah, 10. Yeah, I suck at math.
But you remember Sane with his body language, and he would just be pouting and all that stuff.
100%.
It's the same. It's more so the attitude for me. It's just like, come on, dude. Like, I get it. It's not your fault. Sometimes it is your fault. But the goalkeeper's always blamed. I get it. But come on, man.
Yeah, I mean, I think they learned some of that from who their captain is, and Bruno Fernandes is a serial complainer.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he's diving, flopping.
Oh my god, yeah.
Talking all the time. It's just ugh.
And yeah.
He's not a bad player. He just his whole aura bothers me.
Yeah, how he looks like a whiner. Like everything that he says, he's like, "Oh, it's raining outside." Like that's just what he said. That's what he looks like. Golly, it's annoying.
He's kind of like Eeyore, but more eccentric.
Eeyore, but more verbal. Like just golly, enough.
Yeah. But yeah, so I mean, we're up 3-1, and then Casemiro gets that lucky bounce and scores the second one, huh?
Yeah, he rolled over the ball.
Yeah.
Fell down, and then, I don't know, was it his left foot?
Yeah, he swung his foot. It's a good goal. I'm not saying it's not, but it's also incredibly lucky. I mean, and that was, again, we gave United too much time on the ball. They hit the cross, and Upa...
No,
you could argue that he probably should have got a foot on it, but it was a lucky bounce for Casemiro, and it happened to fall right where he could kick it.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Well, the control on the first, when he
the
control
first,
was nice.
His first touch was nice, and then he fell and fell on it. It looked like he fell on the ball. I know he didn't, but yeah, so unlucky. And that was the 88th minute.
Yeah.
So Thomas Tuchel decides to play his Joker card.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
The man, the myth, the legend.
Mathys Tel, another goal.
Like, he can't stop.
He is averaging a goal every 30 minutes.
His conversion rate is ridiculous.
I think he has the highest conversion rate right now in all of Europe.
Probably. I wouldn't be surprised.
I did the math the other day. And this was like right after the Manchester United game, so he's averaging a goal every 30 minutes for Bayern. He's played 121 minutes and has 4 goals or an assist. Yeah, it was 3 days ago. So yeah. But and this is now the issue, right? Do you start him, or do you let him continue having this huge of this role as a super sub?
For me, yes. I think yes, he's amazing. He's great. I don't think he has 90 minutes. I don't think he can sustain this level of superior performance for 90 straight minutes, 60 straight minutes. I think
he'd have to score a hat trick every game.
Every game
to maintain.
The best thing that Thomas Tuchel is doing right now is giving him the amount of minutes that he's giving him now, because he knows that he's hungry. He knows that he wants to get on the field and show what he can do.
Right, you don't want to put too much pressure on him.
Exactly, and then 10, 15, 20-minute spurts, I think tops 20 minutes for him at this point in his career. Because it's the same, there's such thing as giving too much at one time.
Yeah.
And what I don't want is for him to get a full 90 and then doesn't score a goal, and then the fans turn on him again. Or
I don't think they're going to turn on him. They can't.
Hey.
There's no way they can.
All right. I'm just saying, but no, I just think super sub is the perfect role for him right now, and he's freaking doing it. He's doing his thing.
I mean, that pass from Kimmich was beautiful, but let me tell you what, that first touch, just
when I saw it, I thought it hit the center of his thigh. It did not. It's like above the patella a little bit, right above the knee.
Right above the knee, perfectly in the place for him to take like a step and just and hit it right up into the roof of the net.
That kid is just a gift.
Yes.
He is a gift.
The more and more I watch him play, the more and more confident I am. And it's crazy, right? Because Bayern Munich went from desperately needing a number 9 to having one of the best strikers in the world in Harry Kane, but also having arguably the best under 23 striker in the world.
And at first, I never thought that he was gonna be the Bayern striker, right? Put back to the goal.
Well, and that's the thing.
But he's not. He's not.
He is. I still don't see him as a striker.
No.
I don't think he can lead a 4-3-2-1. But what he can do is like a 4-2-2-2.
Okay.
Which is essentially what Thomas Tuchel played over the weekend against Bochum, and we'll talk about that in a little bit too. But I don't see he's not. I don't think he's the Harry Kane-esque type striker that, and he never will be. But he's fast. He has incredible control.
Yeah.
For an 18-year-old,
and he's calm.
He's calm, so calm on the ball and able to just create half yards of space and shoot
with his little turns, his little feints.
He's gonna be good. He's gonna be really, really good.
My God. He already is.
I'm excited for the future.
Oh man.
A lot of fans mocked Bayern when we paid 20 million pounds or euros for a 17-year-old who had made 10 appearances for Rennes in France. But here we are. It's looking like another master stroke of business, which Bayern have become known for.
Yeah, and now that we have the right people making the decisions again, I think we'll start seeing more of that.
Yeah, I mean, it was for me. It was definitely a nervy end to the game, though.
Oh yeah,
like Tel scores. I'm like, all right, 4-2, that's good. And then Casemiro got his second in like the 95th minute, and I was like,
well, it looked like at first that Fernandes scored just by himself.
Yeah, that's what I thought he did at first glance, but then, definitely got ahead on it.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's it. And then we were talking about Bruno Fernandes earlier, but that's a great ball. Now I think Neuer punches that out, or at least gets it. Gets in the way. I think Sven Ulreich was a little too timid. Yeah. He probably could have come out and got ahead of Casemiro. But
Sven is getting a little bit more confident, so he's coming more and out of the box.
I'm becoming more confident in him every time he gets the ball back. I don't like tense up as much. Sometimes I'm like but other
That's
times
how it was against the Bochum game when they were playing around too much, and I was like, all right guys, let's get it out, please.
But I have more more confidence in him, and he has more confidence in himself, and I think that's displayed because he had some good saves too against Manchester United.
Yeah, he did.
But yeah, so top of the group.
Top of the group, and where we belong, baby.
That Galatasaray game was crazy too because they were down 2-0 and they came back in like the 80th.
Yeah.
Through the 90th minute to tie it up 2-2.
Yeah, I don't have any worries really about any of the other group teams.
No, not in our group specifically, but there was some games I told you. I said it on this podcast that Real Madrid might fuck around and find out against Union, and Union might take away a point against Real Madrid. Yeah. But Bellingham got the luckiest tap in the world, and unfortunately
that game ended 1-0.
1-0, but they waited until the very, very end. I thought Union had the draw. I called it at the beginning, and everyone was like, "Oh, it looks like you're gonna hit," and I was like, "Yeah."
There's something about Berlin teams. There's something about Berlin.
It's Union Berlin. It's
no, but even like. BSC Berlin, and
Hertha Berlin.
Yeah.
Okay.
They and you like they're just a traditionally hard team to play against for Bayern Munich. So it's something about Berlin teams. I wonder what it is.
I don't know. Yeah. I mean, most of the time, that was Union Berlin's first ever Champions League game, and to to go up against Real Madrid and bring it all the way to the 90th minute, just for a tap in to lose. I mean, that's pretty incredible.
They got to be proud though, for sure.
They do, yeah.
They got to be proud.
And it represents the Bundesliga well. I mean, the Bundesliga had a good Champions League, or just European competition weekend, with the exception of Dortmund, who lost 2-0 to PSG, but
I mean, Dortmund does Dortmund things. When are we ever counting on Dortmund?
Never,
not once.
But yeah. So I mean, it's definitely an interesting European time for the Bundesliga teams. But I think it's a testament to how much the league has improved over the last couple years, and everyone wants to call it a farmers league and things like that. But it's a good league. I mean, you got a lot of teams in the Bundesliga playing out of their mind right now. You got Stuttgart with Guirassy up top. He's got 10 goals in 5 games.
Yeah, I didn't realize. Yeah. I saw
10 goals in 5 games. That's crazy.
Yeah, I saw the player stats.
He's on pace to score. 5 games into the Bundesliga season? Mm-hmm. That's so we play 32. He's got 10 goals. He's on pace to score over 60 goals in the league this year.
That would be crazy.
That's crazy.
That would be crazy.
Now, he's not going to keep up that pace, that's for sure. But if he continues to get in dangerous spaces and things like that, Stuttgart's going to do a lot better than I thought they were going to do. Yeah. And it's kind of funny because Alexander Nubel's their goalie. So,
yeah. I can't wait for that game.
I know. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Guirassy's not going to do anything against Bayern, but I shouldn't jinx it. But
no, I'm saying Nubel's going to have a hard time though.
Oh yeah, I know he will. Yeah. Because he's made some howlers too lately. But and then you also have Leverkusen, who just every week it's
4-1, I think.
Yeah. They played Heidenheim, so that was
but
to
still,
be expected. But
to be expected, but still they keep producing.
Yeah. So I mean, it's a good. Bundesliga is the most competitive league right now.
Yeah, and what I like is that players are wanting to come. We're not begging. The Bundesliga is not begging players to come.
They never have.
They never have, but players want to come to the Bundesliga.
Yeah, because it's a competitive league. Bayern is obviously levels above everyone else at the moment, but that's to be expected, right? They have the biggest fan base, the most money, and blah blah blah. But it's not like teams are. It's not like Bayern is winning by the league by 30 points.
It only happened
once.
Yeah,
and that was with Pep.
Yep.
Yeah. So, but and then City unbeaten in the Premier League once again. 6 games in, 0 defeats, score a lot, give up a little. I don't really see anyone else challenging Manchester City this year either. We'll see though. Crazier things have happened.
I don't see
they're too good.
Mm-hmm. And even the players that they lost, they replaced them with fucking juggernauts.
Yeah, good players too.
Yeah, come on. They got the guy from RB Leipzig, the defender.
I don't know. They had a defender from Leipzig?
Yeah, it's like something with a G.
Oh, Josko Gvardiol?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's a little overrated, in my opinion. He had a good World Cup, but he's slightly overrated.
If you go to Man City, you're not overrated.
That's not true. That's not true at all.
If you go to Man City now, you're not overrated.
Yeah, you are.
Who?
Gvardiol?
Okay.
Overrated.
He's this player.
Calvin Phillips?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's
see. Nathan Ake?
Oh, don't.
He's
Nathan
overrated.
Ake's, he's a what?
He's overrated.
Nathan Ake's he's got it.
I'm not saying he's a bad player.
He's athletic as hell.
I'm not saying he's a bad player.
Yeah.
I'm just saying
he's overrated.
But Manchester City's signing a lot of young players. They don't need a lot of.
That kid with a D, man, they just got him. He was from France, like Dume or Durmeru or.
Oh, Jeremy Doku.
Doku, Count Dooku.
Yeah. Someone commented said they loved our Star Wars references, so we got to do it at least once every podcast now.
Listen, Star Wars is life. It just happens, you know.
I agree.
Doku. Yeah, Doku.
Yeah, Doku.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's a good player too, but also
I didn't think he was Man City good.
Slightly overrated.
Yeah, I never thought
he's great. Again, I'm not saying that any of those players are bad players.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just saying that they're slightly overrated.
You're gonna get us deleted.
I don't care. I think Bayern is a bigger club than City. That's just my thing.
Yeah, historically.
Yeah. But yeah, so good start to Champions League, like I said.
Oh yeah, loved it.
First game's a win.
Yeah.
Arguably our next two games we should win fairly comfortably.
Yeah.
Hoping United drop some more points and we can.
I can see them dropping against Galatasaray.
Yeah, and we can hopefully, qualify for the knockout stages.
Way before
in Matchday 4, or something like that. So it's 35 games unbeaten in the Champions League group stage.
It's always weird when you see that because you're just like, damn, have we been winning this long?
I mean, it's not like even like our opening games in the Champions League are always crazy. Like Bayern had won like the last 13 opening match days in the Champions League, outscoring opponents 51-5.
Jesus.
And that's counting the Manchester United game.
Jesus.
Meaning up until that point we had scored 46 goals and given up 2.
Wow.
In our opening Champions League game over the last how many years?
That's crazy.
Bayern is just good in the group stage.
Yeah.
And that's funny because they played really good teams.
Yeah.
PSG, Barcelona, Inter, over the last how many years, it's just they haven't lost.
Yeah.
They don't lose in the group stage. Part of me hopes that Bayern Munich wins out the group this year again. Because then they'll solely hold the record for most flawless group stages.
Oh, wow.
They have 2 and Barcelona has 2, but I want Bayern to have the 3rd.
Yeah.
Just another thing to hold over them.
Yeah, Barcelona. They're looking good, though.
Yeah, you just ate to see it, right?
Yeah.
Ate to see it.
Okay.
Get it?
Are you done?
No.
Barcelona's... that was good, though. Barcelona's looking good, though.
Yeah, I mean, bringing in João Felix and Cancelo. So João Felix is finally playing like he's always been capable of playing. He just kind of never had that support.
Yeah.
And that's a testament to Lewandowski.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Barcelona fans are the most fake fans, right? Because not too long ago, I remember them saying that Lewandowski was washed because he was going through a goal drought and stuff like that. But his ability to hold up play, like I'll go out there and say I think he's the best striker, out and out striker to ever play the game.
To ever play the game. That's a bold statement. To ever play the game.
In every measurable metric.
Okay.
Goals, assists, you name it.
Okay. I think, the best ever. I don't think that.
Who else?
I gotta think about it. You put me on the spot.
Lewandowski has the 3rd most Champions League goals ever.
Mm-hmm.
He's won a Champions League. His record at Bayern is insane.
Yeah.
He has like the 3rd or 4th most goals ever in football in general. he is the epitome of a complete forward. An air, like he's so good in the air. He's good at hold up play. He brings his teammates into it. He's a natural finisher. Left foot, right foot, header don't matter. Yeah. He's a complete player, and I'm still kind of salty that Bayern had to let him go, but at the same time, I mean, we had to.
Yeah, no, I can see your argument and understand it.
Yeah,
I think it may be. I'm a big attitude guy.
Yeah, towards the end, his attitude is dog shit.
And I think after that, like once that happens for me, I think the player no longer. I don't accept the player anymore once I see the attitude.
Yeah, but it all worked out in the end, right? Because we have Harry Kane, who managed to score 3 goals and had 2 assists this weekend against Bochum.
Man, that dude, and it's like I don't know, like with Harry Kane, it doesn't look like there's a lot of effort going into it, but there really is. Like he's smart, he knows where to be. But like his 3rd goal, for instance. He just did a little hop and then moved his foot. Yeah, exactly. Like he just never seems to. But that pass to Sane, he knew before he even got it. Mm-hmm. He knew.
Yeah, and I think that's another thing that has opened up Sane's play is Harry Kane's willingness to drop back and suck defenders with him, and it's giving Sane a lot of space on the outside. But so 7-0.
7-0.
We love beating Bochum 7-0. I mean, I'm pretty sure this is the 3rd time in like the last 3 years that we have beat them 7-0.
Yeah, I love it, dude. Like Harry Kane getting a hat trick, Sane still turning it on, Tel coming in, Chupa freaking Motang.
I said it before and I'll say it again. Chupo is very underrated in what he brings to the team, but I really like that formation that Thomas Tuchel went with for that game.
He could have had one in under a minute if he didn't hit it directly at the keeper.
Now let's not get carried away, right? Because it's Bochum, and I get it. Newcastle beat Sheffield 8-0 though, so I don't feel quite as bad. People call it the Farmers League because I just show them that. But yeah, so Choupo-Moting header. Or not a header.
No.
Score.
Yeah, his
the one he missed was a header.
Coleman.
Yeah, tapped in. But great pass by.
Oh man. Let's talk about Kingsley Coman for a second.
You got it.
Besides Sane and Coman are the 2 best wingers that we have.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And I think arguably the best 2 wingers, like you said, top 3 for. And I think number 4 is Kingsley Coman.
Yeah, he is very. I think there's some better players than Kingsley Coman. I wouldn't put him 4th, but
let's talk about we're talking about the impact that he has. The one-on-ones. He can beat a man. Mm-hmm. He can cross it. Mm-hmm. He can finish it. Mm-hmm. Sometimes. He can head it.
So Coman to me is he balances out the attack. Mm-hmm. His finishing leaves a lot to be desired sometimes.
Yes.
But his ability to take on defenders 1-on-1, 1v1, and 1v1, and then hit a cross after. I mean that is invaluable. But I would say there's a couple wingers that might be ahead of him if we were listing. But he's up there. He's in the top 10 for sure.
Yeah, his impact. Yeah, I think you're right. He impacts the game, but his impact on the Bayern Munich team is. If him and Serge are both healthy, Coman starts for me every time.
Yeah, and this is something because Mathys Tel is French too, right?
Yeah.
So him and Coman probably get along.
Hopefully.
But Kingsley Coman is the perfect example of being patient and waiting for your opening on the team. Because Kingsley Coman came to Bayern Munich. From Juve with Robin and Ribéry there, so he had to wait.
And Douglas Costa at the time.
Yeah.
The first stint of Douglas Costa was amazing.
Yes. But the point is, he had to wait for his opportunities, and once they came, he has now solidified himself as an undisputed starter on Bayern Munich. I think going forward, you have to start him. Like, he was injured, that's why Gnabry was playing. Yeah. But like when Kingsley Coman is healthy, you have to start him.
Yeah, that guy. Something about French wingers on the left.
Yeah, for Bayern Munich.
Bayern Munich anyway. Yeah.
Well,
and Mbappe too. Yeah. And then Terry played. Thierry Henry played on the left sometimes too.
Yeah,
left and the right.
But
yeah, and there was there was this one moment. So I want to bring this up because I watched a Alphonso Davies interview. I don't know if it was like a podcast or something like that. I watched it on YouTube. But anyway, he was talking about his positioning and how, for Bayern Munich, he plays defense, obviously. For Canada, he plays higher up the pitch. And he was talking about how he likes it or, something to that effect. And then when I'm watching the Bochum game, he can beat players. He's fast. But his decision making when he gets close to that goal is ridiculous. When he he'll take, there was a time, I think, at the very beginning of the game, all he had to do was just shoot. He decided to touch it, and as soon as he touched it, it was too much. Yeah,
Davies does this thing, and I notice it. He does it multiple times a game where, he will dribble up the left, and then for whatever reason he wants to cut in onto his right foot. Yeah. He does not shoot with his right foot.
No.
But he is constantly going like he's going to hit it with his right foot, and then he ends up passing it with his left foot, and it ends up going slightly backwards, and it holds up the attack, which is kind of frustrating because if he would just go around one player and hit a cross or a pass, I think he'd be more dangerous. But who am I to say? He's tied for the most assists in the league. So
yeah, I mean, and that's the thing. He's left-footed, right? He's left-footed. And so, him coming in and cutting on his right, if he's not going to shoot, it just wastes the time. Because by the time that he cuts back...
Well, it's kind of why Sané was terrible on the left wing.
Yeah.
Same thing.
So what, then? Do you put Davies on the left, but then you won't get any more service on the right from the right anymore?
Well, it's hard because Kingsley Coman and Alphonso Davies on the left-hand side is like a cheat code.
Yeah.
They know each other so well that they combine for a lot of forward moving attacking phases. So you don't want to put him on the right. It's hard, right? Because going forward he would be good, but defensively on the right he wouldn't be. He would want to cut into his left to try to clear it and stuff like that. And I think that's kind of where him as an outlet. That's kind of where the issue is, right?
And playing left back as a right-footed player from experience is not fun.
No, it's hard.
I hate it. I hated it.
All I'd be doing is just hitting it down the side and get the ball away from me.
Yeah, I hated that. But I was on such a good team, that I was just like, man, just get me on the field, please, coach.
Yeah, and it's Davies is fine the way he is. I'm not saying he's not.
But his decision making though is annoying. It's annoying.
Yeah, once he's in the attacking third, it's also hard for him because he's not leading that attack, right? He's coming into 7 or 8 defenders behind him, or behind the ball, waiting to defend him. They know he's coming in. There's not much movement going forward. He's better off combining with Coman to get to the byline and then hitting across.
Yeah, he's not taking a man on and beating him unless it has to do with speed and there's space behind.
No, I mean, he's got good footwork too. It's not
he's got okay footwork.
He's good in open field. The speed helps.
That's what I'm saying. But to your point, when they already have the 7 defender, he's not. You're
not Musiala tiptoeing through 7 or 8 people. So. But yeah, I mean, it's neither here nor there. He's doing just fine going forward. But yeah, so let's talk about Harry Kane's first hat trick.
Yeah, man, I'm happy for him. I thought that was cool. He just makes it look so easy.
Yeah,
he makes it look so easy.
His penalty is just. He's so good at penalties.
Yeah.
He hits it so hard.
He hits it so hard, but he doesn't.
And it's so accurate.
He makes his decision. Thing. He doesn't look at the keeper, and I know
he knows exactly where he's going to kick it.
Yeah, it's weird.
He looks at the goal and then looks down and doesn't look back up.
Yeah, usually you'll see which way the keeper's leaning or whatever.
No, he doesn't give a shit.
Give the keeper the eyes.
I am going to the left side net.
Yeah,
and the goalie, no matter how hard he tries, is not going to get this.
Yeah, that's impressive to me. I don't usually,
I used to. Lewandowski's a great penalty taker too, but I think Harry Kane is better.
Yeah, man, that speed on that thing probably breaks somebody's hand if he tries to stop it from that close.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, his hat trick that was good. But his first goal was because of what? Because of Davies didn't fucking do what he was supposed to do. But it turned out good. But it bounced around a couple times.
Yeah, but then it bounced to him, and he didn't miss from there. And then after the fourth, we were up 2-0 after 12 minutes. I mean, Bochum just kind of they're deflated. They're nowhere near Bayern's quality. We knew this win was coming. It was just a matter of how much.
Exactly.
I thought it'd be more like 5-0, but and that's what it was up until the 81st minute. Because who scored?
On the 81st minute, that was Mathys Tel.
Again.
Yeah.
Again. What a week for Mathys Tel.
That kid is just like, he's on fire, man. We can't sing his praises enough.
Yeah. I'll tell you what I was really happy about, though, was De Ligt's header.
Yeah.
Let's come back from injury and just score a nasty header off a corner.
I mean, if you watch his run up, right?
Oh, so good.
When he ran up, nobody's on him.
Yeah.
Nobody's on him. I don't why are you giving a big man?
Bochum's not a good team.
You give a big man all this room, and he can just like, all right, yeah, I'll take that, and then he just.
I mean, he changed the complete trajectory of the ball. That was one of the better headers I've seen from a center back.
Yeah, it's powerful.
Yeah, that was it. So really good for him. I'm so happy he came back, and I'm not a big fan of De Ligt not playing as much. I think he's our best defender.
So then what do you do then, though, man?
You got to rotate. You have to.
But dude, you can't build that like connection, partnership, chemistry, whatever you want to call it, if you're continuously rotating your two arguably the most influential positions on the game, if they're done right, like if they're communicating with the front line and like blah 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 blah, which our center backs don't usually do, but they have to have that synergy. They have to have that like connection, and if you're continuously rotating them,
I get that. Defending wise, I think De Ligt's the best defender we have.
Okay.
Upa still makes mistakes, and Kim's positioning needs a little bit of work.
Mm-hmm.
But De Ligt is, I think he's one of the best center backs in the world. When he's fully fit and everything like that.
Definitely.
So, and that's the thing.
Fast, physical, smart.
It's hard because you don't want to risk an injury by playing like a back three and having them all play. But also, you need to get them playing time. Yeah. That's the thing, right?
I'm sure he'll play. I'm sure he'll start tomorrow.
He got injured.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. So that's what I was going to talk about. Yeah. So he scores his crazy goals, good header, rock solid first half, and then he definitely got a knock. He's not going to play tomorrow, but it's kind of also sad for him.
Yeah.
I don't want Thomas Tuchel to use it as an excuse not to play
him
more. You know what I mean?
Do you think he just doesn't like him? Like, there's no way.
It goes back to what we've talked about before, where he's too slow on the build up. But this past game, Bayern was not slow on the build up, and we won 7-0. So maybe there is something to what Tuchel's saying.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think that there's a place for that type of player. And I think that type of player, if you just change the formation a little bit and have like a sweeper stopper type of center back pairing instead of side by side, I think that would be better suited to De Ligt's play style.
What is a stopper?
De Ligt? Nah. Yes, as a stopper. Yeah.
And I mean I agree, but at the same time, a good center defensive mid would probably have the same effect.
I just want to keep him. I hate when we lose good players.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. We're not going to lose him. He's got a contract until 20.
That doesn't matter, man.
2027.
That doesn't matter.
Yeah, he's not going to go anywhere. I think he loves Bayern Munich. I don't think Bayern would sell him. I think Upa would be the first one to be sold if we were to sell anyone.
You think he'll probably go to not Madrid, Spain?
Probably.
Yeah, I think so too.
But
I don't think Upa Meccano is a Bayern player.
No, and I mean, and part of the reason is because we've given him 2 years now to work out those lapses in mentality. The mental lapses he had, like he had against City, and so far he's been good, right? But it was the same thing last year where he was good pretty much all year up until that, and then
that was crazy, man.
Right. So if he continues to make mistakes like that, and I'm not saying that Kim doesn't make mistakes or De Ligt will make mistakes, but it's just I don't know.
I was happy
but I'll tell you
what,
Kim had a great game too against Bochum. Every Bayern had every single player above a 7.0 rating. I saw, I think it was the Bild, like the newspaper, the German newspaper. I want to say they do 1 through 5. Someone had Harry Kane as a 9.8, and I was like, what does this man have to do to get a 10? 3 goals, 2 assists. What does he have to do to get a 10?
Get a Germany tattoo on his chest.
Right. So yeah. Also, first week of Oktoberfest.
Yes.
Yeah. My brother's there now.
This is one of the times that I get really homesick.
Yeah.
I think of that. Not like the Oktoberfest in like Munich or anything like that, but just like my town would do like a small
a little festival.
But that and like
we call ours Bergfest.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's up on top of this hill.
Uh-huh.
In the outskirts of town, and there's this old church there that's been there since like the 1400s.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so it's really really old, and you overlook the city, and you can see all the little red roofs and everything like that.
That's nice.
It's definitely.
We should go to that place. There's like some place in Atlanta or Georgia, my bad. And it apparently is like a Germany. Like they have the houses that look German, and like it's supposed to look like Germany. It's like a tourist thing. But,
interesting.
Yeah, we should go. Yeah, we should go and check it out.
I'll get my lederhosen.
Yeah.
Make sure they fit.
Dusty. Yeah. I don't know if I fit around the middle anymore.
But it was good. So it was good to see Harry Kane at Oktoberfest. It's so funny because, you can tell that he's just overwhelmed by the culture, right? Because in this, going back to the Bochum game really, really quick before I go on the next point, but did you see him at the end? He was like jumping with all the players, and like you could just see in his eyes, and it's showing the Bayern players jumping up and down, and it's showing the Bayern Ultras jumping up and down, and he just looked like he looked happy, but also like confused as to what was happening, and I thought that was kind of funny because clearly he never experienced that at Tottenham, right?
Yeah. Tottenham doesn't have fans like that.
Right. So I think he was enjoying that, but then also like seeing him at Oktoberfest. So it's not that he looks out of place, but like his eyes are just always so big, like looking around at everything, and he just doesn't know what to do because people are probably trying to talk to him in German, and he did an interview the other day, and they're like, "What German words do you know?" And he was like, "Servus."
Yeah,
and I was like, "Yeah."
Servus is the best. Like if you don't know, Servus. You walk in, Servus is hello, goodbye, whatever you need it to be. Yeah, man,
but yeah, so just to see the videos and everything like that, it just looks like a fun time, and I'm glad the players are getting to experience that.
I'm glad they were able to do it and go with a win because we've gone when we didn't have a win, and that sucks.
Yeah,
it was like, yo, why are we celebrating for like?
Yeah, but that was over the weekend, so today they were in training, so we got the Pokal game tomorrow, German Cup.
Yes, man, and Peretz.
Yeah, Tuchel said he's gonna start.
I hope so.
Time to see what he's got.
I can't wait, dude. I don't know why I'm so excited for a keeper.
Yeah.
But I think I'm just excited to see, like, yo, is this heir to the throne? Because Manu is old. He's older. He's getting older. And it's like he's not going to be here forever.
Right. It'll be interesting. I mean, is he the German goalkeeper? Or not German because he's Israeli, but is he like the Bayern goalkeeper of the future? That's what we're trying to figure out. Know. It's kind of frustrating because maybe might not necessarily be the best game to gauge that, but
that's true.
It's starting. It's starting somewhere just to kind of see how he is on the ball and stuff like that. Now the issue is that none of our center backs are healthy. Not a single one. Kim, Upa, De Ligt, all not playing tomorrow.
So what are we doing?
I think you're going to see because our second team, Tarek Buchanan, Beekman, got injured as well.
Jesus.
So I think you're going to see a Mazraoui and Joshua Kimmich center back pairing, and or Goretzka as a center back.
What is this, FIFA? And like all of it?
Well, this is what the board gets for selling all the players. You know what I mean? This is
Stanisic, baby.
I know. I was talking about that today. I was like, it'd be real good if we had a player who could play right back, center back, left back, just as a depth player. You know, he might not be world class, but he's capable of playing against a third tier team.
Watch Conrad Leimer play center back.
No, he's not gonna. I think he'll play right back. I think. I think you're gonna see Davies, Mazraoui, Goretzka, Leimer in the back line. In the middle, you're going to see Pavlovic with Joshua Kimmich.
Okay.
Then you're going to see Mathys Tel starting as the left wing, Leroy Sané as the right wing, and Harry Kane as the striker. And then, you know what? I lied. Kratzig's getting. I think he's going to play tomorrow too as left back.
He almost scored too.
Again.
Yeah, he opened his hips too. I thought it was going to go.
He rocketed that. That was almost like as good as his goal against Liverpool in the preseason.
The way that he opened his hips, I thought it was going to go over, and I was like, "Ooh, that's not good."
But yeah, so I think he's going to start at left back, but not Davies. I think Davies is going to get some rest. But at the end of the day, it's a third division team. We should be comfortably winning this game.
Should be, but without a good center back pairing.
Yeah, but I do slightly worry just a little bit. I mean, our second team plays in the third division.
Yeah.
You know, so, you know, the quality-wise, it's insane. So what I'm really hoping is, you know, we put in a good starting 11, get 6 or 7 goals in the first half, you know, 4 or 5, 6 goals in the first half, and then just kind of coast it to victory because, you know, we just don't have, like, we need players to rest. Yeah. Because we're coming up on English week, so we're going to have multiple games every week, so.
Yeah, and
it's going to be the crunch time for Bayern.
I wrote in there on our Discord about how, you know, we should have, I think it's too early, right, to be rotating, you know, because we got to get that chemistry first. But it's like now, we have to. Like,
for the Pokal game, you know.
Yeah, for the Pokal game.
Well, and the issue is that we play Leipzig on Saturday, so hopefully
you gotta rest everybody then, because that's gonna be Simmons is a menace.
All I'm saying is it is redemption time.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's gonna be such a good game.
Yes, I'm excited.
That is gonna be such a good game.
All right. Speaking of that game, predictions? Prediction time. Let's go.
So predictions for you know the Pokal game on tomorrow. Mm-hmm. I'm thinking that's gonna be without a real back line. All right, I'm keeping this in mind. Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna say 3-1. Let's do 5-2.
Fair. I think in the Pokal game you're gonna see Bayern win 6-1.
Okay.
My prediction.
Okay.
Yeah, I think 6-1.
Okay. With Leipzig, all right, they just beat Borussia Mönchengladbach 1-0, right? Now Gladbach is not doing good this season, obviously, but
they always give us issues.
Yes, but they are not a bad team.
No,
you know, and so it sucks sometimes when the table doesn't reflect the team.
Yeah,
but it is what it is. I'm sorry, but so they just won that 1-0. They did well in the Europa League, 3-1 against the Young Boys. Mm. It's such a weird name, isn't it?
Yeah, I just think of the Island Boys.
Yeah. And then 3-0 against whoever that was.
I also think of Peter Pan sometimes.
The Lost Boys.
Yeah. So it's definitely not the. Leipzig is a good team, but when we lost in the Super Cup, we weren't fully there yet. So with that being said, we didn't have Harry Kane played, but you know that was his first appearance in a Bayern jersey. He was tired from traveling the entire day before, and he offers so much to Bayern's game. I think this time around we're going to be more compact on defense. I think we have enough tape from that game to really digest how they play. And they don't have much on us because we played like shit
Yeah, that's true. I mean, but
You know
they've
what I
seen.
mean?
They've. Oh, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. Yeah.
So, I think Bayern will get a win.
Yeah, I think we'll win too. I mean, they did beat Stuttgart 5-1, but that was earlier in the season. Stuttgart's not doing too bad. That's not too bad at all. But,
Yeah, but Stuttgart hasn't played that many good teams, though.
You say that about everybody.
Stuttgart hasn't played a single team in the top 5 yet,
Yeah,
except
true.
for Leipzig.
Leipzig, yeah, and they lost.
Yeah. 5-1.
So for predictions, what was the Pokal? Or not the Pokal, the Super Cup score?
3-0.
3-0. 5-0.
Bayern?
Mm-hmm.
You think Bayern's going to win against Leipzig 5-0?
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to take the cheap out and go 3-1. 3-1 Bayern.
5-0, man. I'm feeling it.
Yeah.
Feeling it.
Well, and that's the thing. I mean, versus Bochum, it was 7-0, and they played. That's the best I've seen Bayern Munich play all year.
Mm-hmm.
Now, is it because they played really, really good, or is it because Bochum's not good?
No, I think we played good.
I think it's both.
Yeah.
It's a combo of both. But yeah, we look way more free flowing. All our passes seem just a little bit quicker.
Our players don't be celebrating anymore, man. After a while, they just stopped. They just stopped celebrating.
Oh, it was 7-0. That's how I felt watching our preseason game against that local club.
But that's
27-0. We were in the Discord server. Like, my hands were getting tired because I had to type "Let's go" so many times. But yeah, I think it's gonna be a good game. I'm excited. It's a good week to be a Bayern fan.
Oh my god, that's a good time to be a Bayern fan.
It's been a good decade to be a Bayern fan.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. But that's awesome, man. Well, cool.
All right.
Well, guys, thanks for listening. We will see you next time. Make sure you like, subscribe, whatever, follow, all of that. And tell your friends. Until next time, peace.